Hi, I am about to do my evening skincare routine, so I thought I would take you guys along for the ride. I have been testing out a line that I've been really intrigued by for a very long time, and I've been testing this line out for 3 months now. And I really wanted to give you guys my thoughts after 1 month, but I thought, you know what, let me just keep on testing this. I loved it after 1 month, I loved it after month 2, but I just wanted to make sure, I just wanted to be 100%, 1000% sure that this was a line that I would recommend to you guys. And after 3 months of testing, I have never felt as strongly as I do about this skincare line as I do about any other skincare line. As you guys know, I love Sisley. I think their products are top notch. I love Kypris. I think their products are top notch. I have been a longtime fan of Lemare. Lemare was kind of what helped me with my eczema. It was like the only kind of cream that worked, only kind of like over-the-counter cream that worked, non-steroidal cream. So I stuck with Lemare as my like evening skincare moisturizer, and I really have not deviated from that for over 20 years at this point. I have been using Lemare for a very long time. I've tried different things in the Lemare line, but I've always stuck with Lemare because it's always just been so good for my skin. And so I was hesitant, I'm not gonna lie, I was really hesitant to deviate from my skincare routine because I've had problems with eczema, because my skin is so sensitive, blah blah blah. I really just am not the biggest fan of just like trying new things. But I discovered the Retrova Luminous Cleansing Elixir. This I've been using for a couple of years now, and this is what I use as my second cleanse at night. I'll use a makeup remover, and then I'll go in with this as my second cleanse, and I love this. I've tried so many balms and moisturizing cleansers and all those things. Nothing comes close to this Retrova. I just continuously purchase it over and over and over. It always shows up in my empties. I'm sure you guys have heard me rave about this. And so this line has always been like top of mind, like a line that I've just been wanting to try, dying to try, but I've just been, just like I said, I've just been a little gun shy to deviate from what I know has worked fine for my skin up until this point. But I will say I am so glad that I deviated, because not only have you guys been complimenting me on my skin, which by the way, thank you so much. It's so sweet of you guys. I always get the best comments from you guys on my skin, which is just, it's lovely to hear. So thank you so much. But I get a lot of compliments in real life, which is always really nice. People always compliment me on my skin, and really more so the past few months. And while, like I said, I've loved Lemare, I feel like Lemare has always kind of just like preserved my skin. It's always done what it could for my skin at that point. But there's something about this line that I feel like has actually turned back the hands of time. No lie, I feel like any fine lines that I was developing around my eyes have really diminished. And I'm 46, I'm gonna be 47 in less than a month. Yes, for those September babies out there. So I'm gonna be 47 in less than a month. And I have expression lines. I've never done anything to my face. I even very rarely get facials out because of my sensitive eczema prone skin. So, I don't get fillers or Botox. I don't get any of that stuff. I don't like really kind of fussing with my face too much. And so what you're seeing is just straight up 46-year-old skin. And I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it now for anyone who's new out there. I used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I never wore SPF. I used to sunbathe all the time. And so I do feel like time is definitely starting to catch up with me. But ever since I started using this line, I'm like, I feel like I'm beating it. I feel like I'm beating the aging process. So I am going to go through my routine here. I was going to kind of just talk about Retrova and the company and everything, but you can find everything on their website if you kind of want to read up about it or whatever. I don't really want to bore you with it. Not that it's boring, because it's actually a very exciting story. But go ahead over to their website. This is not an ad, by the way. I'm realizing this is starting to sound like an ad. This is not an ad, by the way. They did send me some of these products. I've purchased this myself a gazillion times, but they've sent me a bunch of their products to try. And I actually had a really long conversation with someone that works at Retrova, and I told them, I was like, look, I love this one product of yours, but I have very sensitive skin. Do you recommend it? And she was very truthful. She was like, I'm going to send these products over to you. There is one product in there that you should be careful with. I would patch test it. It may not be for you. Just let me know, you know, give me feedback, whatever. So I'll get to that in just a second. But this company is really, really interesting. I highly recommend going over and reading their history. But they are based in California and all of their products are made in the US. So before I get to the actual Retrova products, I'm gonna remove my makeup. And you guys know, I love the Kogan Do Cleansing Spa Water just to get rid of makeup. I am almost done with this last bottle of mine. And when I'm done with this, I'm actually gonna be moving over to face halos just to, you know, try and be a little bit more environmentally friendly and, you know, use these like reusable things. But I do have a little bit left. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue using this. So I like to remove, you know, most of my makeup with this. That was one pad. So I just use 2 of these pads to get off as much makeup as I can, and then I leave the rest for this Luminous Cleansing Elixir. So this is the first Retrova product that I use, and this is actually no different from my previous evening skincare routine. If you guys have ever tuned into one of those videos, I don't think I've done this actually in a very long time. So anyway, I just pump out 2 pumps of this right into my hand. So it has this very thick, almost ointment-like texture, and I just warm it up in my fingers and then I just spread it all over my face. And I use it to remove my eye makeup, so I just rub it over my eyes. Of course, I close my eyes. Definitely sting if you got it into your eyes. And then I take a warm washcloth. So this is wet. I just wrung it out, wrung all the excess water out. And I buy these by like the 10 pack on Amazon. So I'll link these down below if you're interested. I use 1 a night. So I like to have a whole bunch. I don't do laundry that often. So I like to have a whole bunch there. So it is soaked in warm water and I just kind of place it over my face. And then I just kind of lightly make sure I get all of the Luminous Cleansing Elixir off. Make sure I get all my eye makeup off. Bring it down the neck. And I just do a check and kind of make sure I have all that eye makeup residue. And I mean, very lightly. I'm very lightly just kind of grazing this over my eye area. And then I'll just pat my skin dry. And the next product I use is the one that the Retrova rep was telling me, you know, just be a little bit careful, do a patch test, make sure your skin is not too sensitive to it. So it is these Skin Brilliance priming pads. So these have an alpha hydroxy in there, and that is something that typically my skin just does not like at all. So what I do with these pads is I only use them twice a week. I use it Mondays and Fridays, and I only use it like down here along my jawline because I have a little bit of texture here. The skin down here also is probably like the least sensitive on my face. So I just leave it to right here. So let me show you what these pads look like. So it's just, you know, a typical looking pad, but there is a little bit of texture to them. So the pads themselves do a little exfoliating as well, which I really enjoy. So what I do is I just kind of gently apply it. And then I'll do the same thing. I'm just taking the same pad. I just use one per application. And then I'll use just a little bit over here where my pores are a little bit larger than most, and then that's it. But because it deposited some of the like liquid, what I do is I just kind of massage it in, and then I'll just take whatever's on my hands and just put it on the rest of my face. It's such a small amount that I feel like it's not going to do any harm, but it may do some good. This is the only alpha hydroxy product I feel like I've been able to use. This product is so effective, but it's so gentle. I mean, I'm just amazed. When I wake up in the morning, I just can't believe how like smooth this part of my face is, because like I said, I have like texture here. The rest of my face is okay in terms of texture, but I really have quite a bit here, and it's absolutely amazing. And because I've always had sensitive skin, I've never used any acids. I will just use like a physical exfoliant. On the days that I don't use those Brilliance priming pads, because again, I only use them Mondays and Wednesdays, I do just go in with my Lemare Tonic. This is something I've been using for years. It's something I use during the daytime, and so I'll just use this instead of that on the off days. And then next up is the Retrova Revitalizing Eye Concentrate. This, okay, I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of these products I was a little scared by because these are not regular textures or textures that I am used to. So let me just show you what this product looks like. So all of these products come in glass bottles. They're absolutely gorgeous, great pump. And I will pump out, no lie, about maybe a 1/2 inch strip. And do you see that? It's actually a little bit thicker than the cleansing elixir. It is definitely more, this is like really, truly like ointment-like. And so what I'll do is I'll warm this up in the tips of my fingers. And again, you do not need more than that 1/2 inch strip. I've made the mistake, especially in the beginning, of squirting out way too much because it is very, very emollient. And then what I do is I just apply it all over my eye area, and I'll bring it out over my temples. So I just do this like massaging action. It just feels so good. And none of these products are going to feel like they've sunken in completely. All of these products are very, very dense and very, very rich. Oh, but man, when you wake up in the morning, it's like you have brand new skin. So that is it for the eye concentrate. I pretty much just put it all right here. And again, you only need that 1/2 strip. Any more than that and you're gonna be like, okay, I'm just gonna put this all over my face. So next up, I've been playing around with the face cream and the facial moisturizer. And they do have one more product. It's a serum, which I didn't need. I feel like in their line, the serum is like a lightweight moisturizer. The cream is like a mid-weight moisturizer, and then their moisturizer is like the densest. So I'm gonna show you the two that I have, the cream and the moisturizer. And I should mention too that Retrova they're so nice and they're so kind. If you have any questions about their line, just reach out to them on Instagram, on their website. They are so, so helpful. So let me show you the cream first. So this one I find to actually be a little bit lighter weight than the moisturizer. So again, comes with a nice pump. When I use the cream, I will pump out like this and maybe a 1/2, kind of depending on how I'm feeling. You know, some days you feel a little bit drier, but for today, since I'm gonna use the moisturizer too, I'm just gonna pump out this one strip here. So this was about 1 pump. So this is a very rich cream. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply that down here. And then here is their Intensive Replenishing Facial Moisturizer. Let me give you the full name of this face cream. Dynamic Nourishing Face Cream. That's what I just used. And now I'm gonna show you, again, the Intensive Replenishing Facial Moisturizer. This was very interesting. When I first used it, I was like, oh, I don't know how this is gonna work. But let me just show you what this looks like. So it looks, again, like this kind of like slimy ointment. And I was like, where do I put this? It is incredible. Like I said, I find this to be the most moisturizing versus the cream and versus the serum. So again, you just don't need that much. I mean, a little bit goes such a long way. And I'm gonna put this on my forehead. And then just put the rest on my neck. And of course the hands. I always like to leave a little bit extra and put on the hands. They also have a wonderful hand cream, which is brand new. It's their newest product and it's fantastic, but I'll show that to you another time. So that is the facial moisturizer that I just put on. Now these bottles are 1/2 fluid ounce, and I've been going between the two over the past 3 months and I'm still kind of going strong. It's hard to tell how much I have left, but they don't feel that much lighter. This is definitely still going strong because you need just the smallest amount. You will definitely feel very goopy once you're done with all of this. But I will say this is the simplest skincare routine and the most effective skincare routine that I think I've ever had at night. So, you know, I remove my makeup, then I use the Luminous cleansing elixir, then I use some sort of toner or those Brilliance pads, and then I use the eye concentrate, and then I use a moisturizer. It's amazing. And that was something else that I had to get used to when I first started using this line, because I thought, oh, I don't have like a serum, and I just felt like I was missing steps. I was like, there's no oil. You don't need any of that. This will give you baby butt cheeks skin. It is so, so, so incredible. I have really dry, really sensitive skin. If you have more normal combo oily skin, I would definitely reach out to them and see what they would recommend. I have a feeling they would probably recommend all of these products except for these two. They'd probably recommend the serum for you in terms of a moisturizer, but I don't know, I could be wrong. Definitely reach out to them. But these products have just really blown me away. I really have never been impressed with like an entire line like this. So that is my evening skincare routine. Can you see already? Just like, oh, this is really like the best thing I've ever done for my skin. So a huge thank you to Retrova for sending over these products for me to review for you guys. They've like reached out to me. They're just such a sweet, sweet company. I definitely recommend getting in touch with them if you have any questions. And that's it. I am ready to hit the sack. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!